Good morning, my lovely students. How are you? I miss you very much. This is Miss Muntaha speaking. So today we are going to start with a new chapter, chapter 2, the use of energy and oxygen, activity 1 from nutrients to energy. So let's start. The use of nutrients and cell energy. After the nutrients are absorbed by blood through the walls of the small intestine, they are delivered to body cells, skin cells, muscle cells, brain cells. Body cells use the raw materials, which are the nutrients and the oxygen, such as glucose, amino acids, fatty acids, glycerol, to release energy needed for the organism's performance. So, here is a cross section of the muscle tissue before and after a muscular activity or a muscular effect. The dark red color shows that the muscle is rich in nutrients and oxygen. After the physical effort, the muscle cells use this nutrient and oxygen, so the color becomes faded. Now, document 2 shows the evolution of glycogen present in muscles during a muscular activity. We have to take into consideration that glycogen is the stored glucose in our muscles. So, if you look at the table, you can see that during a light exercise, the amount of glycogen decreases normally by 2 grams per kilograms every 30 minutes. 20 decreases by 2 grams per kilograms, becomes 18 at T30, becomes 16 at T60, becomes 14 at T90 minutes. Whereas during a heavy exercise, the amount of glycogen decreases rapidly, almost 5 grams per kilograms every 30 minutes. So the 20 becomes 10 at time equal 30, becomes 5 at time equal 60, and becomes 2 at time equal 90. So we conclude that our muscle cells change the stored glucose, which is called glycogen, to liberate energy in order to allow movement and proper performance, depending on the intensity of the activity. The heavier the exercise, the more glycogen our cells are going to use. Let's look at another document. Document 3, the variation of glucose concentration at the level of organs, muscles, and the cerebrum, which is part of the brain. So, the quantity of glucose in the 100 milliliter blood arriving to the muscles is 90 milligrams, which is greater than the amount of glucose in the 100 milliliter of the blood leaving the muscles. Whereas the quantity of glucose in the 100 milliliter of blood arriving to the cerebrum is 90 milligrams, which is also greater than the amount of glucose in the 100 milliliter of blood leaving the cerebrum. This means that the cells of our body, the cells in the muscles and the cells in the cerebrum, they use the nutrients such as glucose in order to liberate energy and function properly. Let's look at another document, the variation of the quantity of fats. Document 4 is a histogram showing the variation of the quantity of fats before and after a physical effort. So, the quantity of fats decreases from 8 units before a physical effort to become 4.5 units after a physical effort. This means the body cells use the energy provided by fats in order to make movement and function properly. So, as we conclude, our body uses the energy from glucose, amino acids, and fatty acids and glycerol in order to have a proper function and in order to allow us to have a good body movement and performance. Now, if you have any question regarding this probing the activity questions, I would be very glad to answer you. I love you all. Please be safe and see you soon.